kurbani meat, or we're going to be doing a lot of meat dishes. So if you want to do something different and something special, watch out for this recipe. We're going to be using a lot of masala to do this. Here I've got a you can see a medium to large sized leg of lamb that I bought from the butcher's. There is a little bit of fat on the lamb. Now it's up to you whether you want to keep that on there or you want to get that cut off. I would say try to keep some of it on because it really adds to the flavour, but yes, don't keep too much. You can cut some of it off as well. Don't forget, when you're at the butcher's, just ask them to cut this bit for you, just a teeny bit, so you can flexibly move the joint. It just helps you, after you've marinated, it helps you to be able to store it in the fridge easier in a bowl or something, but also it allows you to place it in the oven tray more easily as well. So that's good. So just please make sure you ask them to cut that bit for you. Now, as you can see, there is quite a bit of fat on this leg, so what I will be doing is cutting some of that fat off, trimming the fat off, but at the same time I will be cutting through into the lamb so we can get a bit of flavour inside. So here I'm just trimming some of the fat off, guys. As I said, it's entirely up to you how much you want to trim off, but like I said, make sure you don't make it completely, don't take off all the fat completely, because you want a little bit of oil to drip, you want flavours to infuse into the meat, so try and keep some on. Okay, and here we're just making some cuts in through to the thigh. While we're doing this, because this helps when we put the flavours on, it helps the flavours go deeply in. So make sure you do both sides, so we can make sure we get a nice bit of flavour on both sides of the leg. Okay, so now we've cut through the lamb, we're now going to get ready to add the sauce and the masala. So we're going to start off with some signature coriander and chili sauce that I make with a bit of yogurt as well. So you can see here I have a nice handful of fresh coriander. I've got about 12 to 13 pieces of green chilies, fresh green chilies, and I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of yogurt. So we're going to make a sauce out of this, and this sauce gives an amazing smell and flavour. I'm sure you'll love it, so please make sure you don't miss this part out. So what we need to do is blend the coriander and the chilies with 4 tablespoons of natural yogurt. Just make sure that it just turns into a fine paste, and then you can just pour that over the leg. So guys, there's no specific amount as to how much ingredients you use here. I will give you guys a rough idea, but like I said, there's no specific amount. It depends on how you like, how flavoursome you like your leg. It also depends on how the size of your lamb as well. So I just add a tablespoon of salt here now, and like I said, this is up to you. If you like a little bit less salt, add less. If you like a little bit more, you can. I think the salt for this lamb was just perfect. Just be aware though, I am adding meat tenderizer, which can be a little salty as well, so just be mindful. I've just added here 1.5 tablespoons of cumin, ground cumin, which is also called jira. I've added 1.5 tablespoon of ground coriander, which again is dhania. So add these both in. Again, play around with how much you want to put in. If you like flavour, add a bit more. If you don't like it too flavoursome, add a bit less. With the chilies, be a bit careful with this, because obviously I've put that in the sauce as well, the green sauce at the beginning. So I've just added 1/4 tablespoon of chili powder here. We then move on and we add some lamb seasoning I bought here. So this is something that I bought from the shop. You can use any brand. I used Raja. So this is lamb seasoning, and I put a nice generous handful all over the leg. Let's say about 3 tablespoons, I would say 2 to 3 tablespoons, let's just say, of lamb seasoning around the lamb, and this gives it a very nice flavour and helps the meat tenderize. This is optional guys, but I've added some garlic and coriander seasoning here. Again, it's Raja brand. It's up to you whether you do add this or not. It doesn't really make a huge difference, because I only added just like a teeny bit. So I added about 2 teaspoons of this powder onto the leg. Give it a try. It's quite nice, but you can miss this one out if you want to, because we have added some coriander and garlic. I've got some garlic and ginger paste here. I have added about 3 tablespoons here. In those little cubes that you can buy in the shops, I used about 4 of those. It seems like a lot guys, but this is a very big piece of lamb, and also these kind of pieces take a lot of spices for flavour to indulge into the actual legs, so don't be frightened with the flavours and the spices here. As you just saw here, I've got meat tenderizer, so again this can be a little salty as well, so just balance both out. Sprinkle some meat tenderizer on both. This helps soften the meat. I've added here 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce here, tomato ketchup. Sounds weird, I know, but trust me, it gives an amazing flavour. And actually most of the kebabs that we do have a lot of tomato sauce in it as well, so make sure you don't miss that ingredient out. So guys, this is the bit where you need to take some time and you need to massage this on both sides, in deep through the cuts as well. Make sure you put the flavours into the deep into the meat, because this does make a difference. So massage for at least about 3 to 5 minutes. Give it a good massage, making sure that the spices are touching all around in the meat. So you can see in the video here how I go deep into the cuts, how I keep massaging each area again and again. Here I'm adding just some of the flavours that we added earlier onto the other side, just to make sure there's a fair balance between the two. So a few more, let's say 1 more tablespoon of the coriander sauce, a little bit of ketchup, probably about 1 tablespoon, bit of meat tenderizer and lamb seasoning, and that's it, because we've got enough flavour on the other side. Once again, give it a good massage. You need to make sure that you refrigerate this for 24 hours as a minimum, and when you do take it out after 24 hours, you need to slow cook it for at least 5 to 6 hours. So I cooked it on about 100 degrees for a good 5 to 6 hours. Just obviously keep checking on it, but it will take a nice slow cook, 100. So guys, as my lamb is cooking in the oven, I then, near the end, I then make ready my garnish. So I have made here, I have cut into slices, thin slices, 3 onions, a mixture of an Indian onion here, pink Indian onion, shallot you can use, and 2 white onions as well. I fry them in oil, shallow fry them in oil, add about 3 to 4 green chilies, cut them in pieces, and some coriander as well. So just keep cooking that until the onions are nice and brown. I then add some orange and red peppers just for decoration and obviously an amazing flavour as well. As you can see here, this is how it should look once the onions have browned and softened. You add the peppers in and you cook that until you're happy, or until the peppers have softened and released a bit of flavour as well. This is an amazing flavour. When you put this on the lamb, it just brings out a burst of flavour. And you can see here we're all done. So this took me a good 5 to 6 hours to cook in the oven. It looks a bit dark because of the lighting, but it was extremely tasty, and give it a try and let me know what you think. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and let me know what you think.